Hey, what's up, everyone? Dave here from Crossrope, and super excited today to jump into some cool features that we have and get more into depth on what you'll love about the app and the AMP membership.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm head of product here at Crossrope. I'm excited to talk about some of the decisions we made on the app, some of the features that we added to hopefully give more value to our customers and help people jump better.
All right, so where should we start?
Let's start with goals.
Okay.
Goals is a really exciting feature that we released a little while ago. You know, one of the problems people have is staying motivated to work out. We hear that all the time when we talk to customers. We experience that ourselves. It's hard to be motivated to work out, and then it's also to stay accountable. So if you're not on track to hit your goals, you know, who's going to be reminding you? Who's going to make sure that you're incentivized to continue working out?
Years ago, even before Crossrope, I heard some statistic around success, whether in fitness, life, or otherwise, and those that know how to set goals and then have planned for achieving them are the ones that end up getting the results. So it would make sense within a fitness routine, and for me as well, to actually have some sort of target of what I'm trying to achieve each month. And so it was fun kind of working and talking through this on how we wanted to use goals so that really any user could have ways of evaluating whether or not they're on track for what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and goals came up because we actually had people that were already using our app to do monthly goals. We have a nice looking stats page that gives you your summary every month, every week. So we had people commenting that they were, you know, in the community setting their goals at 20,000 jumps, 100,000 jumps, and trying to achieve that. So when we thought about that, and we thought that there's a lot of people that aren't doing that, let's integrate that more into the app so that more people can set goals and more people can have something to achieve. Because one of the things that we found is that having something concrete to achieve will cause people to achieve it more often.
Gosh, even before the app, within our Jump Rope Fitness community, people would show photographs that they'd take of their workout log, and they'd be writing down the number of jumps. So there was already this natural level of excitement. I mean, it's kind of an obvious thing, but what I've really appreciated personally is that there's just a good visual. So I can go into the app, right when I sign in, I can see the total number of jumps that I've done relative to what my personal goal is for the month. The way people set goals is very different. So even though we have two ways that users can do it, basically number of jumps or time in minutes, you can do one or both of those. It's not just about the number of jumps that you do or getting the most number of jumps. It's about if you are successful in achieving whatever that number is. So on some months, I set a lower number, but I try to do higher intensity workouts. And I know that that's not the most jumps I've done in a month, but I know that every workout that I've done is incorporating more heavyweight ropes. Other months I'll set a really high number and I'm just doing the zone 2 cardio. So there's multiple ways that goals can fit into all of the different features and functions within the membership.
One thing that we found too with goals is that it's very simple. Like, how many jumps am I doing this month? How many minutes am I doing this month? Because it's easy to overcomplicate things, to put in metrics that might be confusing to people. But what we wanted to do is provide something simple.
I like the way that we did goals too. I'll give my personal example. I'm behind my goal for this month. I've done a pretty good job hitting my goals most months over the course of the past year since we introduced the feature, actually. One of the things that keeps me motivated and simplifies is that whether or not I'm ahead or behind, it calculates the amount of jumps that I need to do today in order to be on pace to achieve my target goal by the end of the month. And that's assuming that I'm jumping every day, which doesn't happen, but at least I kind of have this automatically calculated target so that I have something to shoot for. I don't have to run the math. I don't have to think about it. Within the goal history, there's actually a chart that shows where I am relative to the pace that I've set. Admittedly, I'm a procrastinator sometimes on my goals, so I think the last week of my month tends to be the highest volume of jumping in many cases. But at the end of the day, if I hit that number, it just is a very rewarding feeling to know that I am on track to achieve what I set out to do, and it helps to keep me accountable, which is what we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, let's take a look at how it looks inside the app. You can see goals are very top of the screen. This is something that we've talked to lots of users about, and it's one of the most important things people care about. So we put it pretty much at the top of the screen in terms of the stats that you see.
Coming into the app as I'm deciding what I want to do, it's very helpful just to get this reference point. I'm behind for the month. Today, I might decide to do a 3,000 jump workout and then supplement that with 1,000 or 2,000 free jumps to work my way back to getting on track. But to your point, I think having it front and center when you open up the app is a great accountability reminder of why you're working out, why you're training, and what you're trying to achieve. And it's those reminders that help to stay consistent in getting the results that you're trying to get.
Yeah, it looks like you're a little bit behind, Dave. Let's tap in there. Yeah, so you can see here that nice chart of where Dave is relative to expectations. So ideally, he would be above that purple zone, but knowing you, Dave, you always like to leave it for the last couple days and do a lot of jumps at the end. But you can see how you're tracking on pace throughout the month and hopefully get that dot above the purple zone.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've got the goal history on here so you can see all the way back to last year. In fact, I think some of these were before we had goals and we just backdated the number of jumps. There are just going to be months that are a struggle. And I think the biggest thing within a fitness routine is if you just stop completely. This is evidence, right? I'm the founder of Crossrope and I don't always hit my goal. It almost feels criminal, right? Like if anybody would hit their goal, it would be me. But I think this just adds kind of a picture of the reality that we have months and periods where we just aren't able to get as many jumps in as we had expected or had hoped, or we didn't work out quite as much. And then you just get back on track. And so I had a streak from September where first it was 45,000 jumps, then it was 50. That's 5 months in a row. I got sick in February. And so, these things are gonna happen. And then even months where you're aspirational on it. Hey, I did almost 30,000 jumps in April. Well, that's a lot of jumps. I've had months where I've gotten over 100,000 jumps and I've had months where I've gotten less than 10,000 jumps. But having the goal here is a great mechanism to keep me accountable and to be motivated and to think about the way that I want to structure my workouts. And even when I fall off the goal, to get back on and find that rejuvenated sense of working hard, training hard, and ultimately staying in the best shape I can. If you have any piece of fitness equipment or any routine, the most important thing is that you're engaged with it. We're really committed to this idea that it's not just about jumping rope or jump rope fitness. It's about all of the features and the benefits that are going to help our community and our users actually achieve the results that they want to achieve. And so goals is just a really important, valuable, and different component of what we offer through the AMP membership. And it's one of the reasons why our community is sharing amazing results. In many cases, they say life-changing results. I'm super appreciative personally for having goals within this workout experience. If you're somebody that needs that accountability, that discipline, and is looking for a program that really helps you to track your progress, this is something, if you haven't experienced it yet, you'll definitely appreciate, because it's just going to help you to figure out how you want to approach your program and get the fitness results that you actually want.
At Crossrope, we're not just going to throw you in the wild and say, we hope you're successful with jumping rope. We want to give you tools that are going to help you succeed. They're going to help you hold yourself accountable and also feel a good sense of motivation and positivity when you do achieve things. So we're always looking to provide hooks and badges and things to achieve. And we all need motivation to work out. And goals is probably the most common thing that we have in the app that since we've released, people use it, people love it, people hold themselves accountable with it every month. And we hope, if you're interested, check it out and set some goals.
Yeah, for sure. Hit us up with questions or comments below. We're here. Check out AMP if you're not familiar with it. It's really the best experience that we have.